Okay, I'm gonna have to film kind of quickly because it's late in the day. I'm tired today. I really am. I'm tired and I'm a little bit weary. And I'm getting confused and I don't know what to do. And I went to the other surgeon today and it was, first of all, we awoke to another snowstorm. April 2nd. Another snowstorm. I took a little bit of video and I will show that to you here. The snow kind of mimicked my mood today. I think I was looking forward to this appointment with the doctor. I was really trying to get the appointment with the medical oncologist, and I called his office bright and early this morning. They told me they would call me back shortly. So I was afraid to get in the shower. I didn't. I did a sponge bath. I've never done a sponge bath to go to the doctor, but I did a sponge bath because I was afraid I'd miss the call. They never called back. I waited for hours. I then had to leave. Thank goodness by the time we left, the snow had stopped. We got there in pretty decent time, so that was good. It was just not a wonderful day for me. I liked the guy a lot, I really did. It took a long time for him to come in, it really did. I wasn't feeling well today anyway. My blood pressure was really high today, but it gets that way every now and then, and I think it did because every now and then when I have a crazy day, I don't take my medication on time, and when I don't take my medication on time, it doesn't happen right away. 2 days later, I suddenly have my pressure going all the way up, so I felt lousy anyway. I had to wait for him for quite a while. He needed to look at the results of all the tests to get some feeling for what was going on, and ultimately, he came in and met with me, and what he told me was that he wasn't sure he saw the value in doing the radiation first, that it might be better to do the surgery first and get it out, because if they had to radiate afterwards, it would be lower dose radiation and it would be in very small areas rather than in large areas and very concentrated and high dose radiation. He did ask me also, interestingly, trying to figure out where this came from, not knowing its genesis, and he said he didn't believe it came from injury or anything like that, and that possibly there was some other component. And I did remember that my mother's mother died in her 60s, which at that time, I mean, she died in the 1940s. In that time, it was not unusual for people to die in the 60s. 70s was considered a long life. But they used to whisper about a problem she had in her elbow or around her elbow, and whether it had swelled up. There was something, and they sort of whispered. And I suspect it might have been a sarcoma now that I think about all the issues, and she did die from it. Anyway, to get back to him, he seems to think that the tumor should come out, and he said there's no, I'm trying to think of the term he used, there is no compelling evidence that the radiation does prevent it from coming back in the same place. And if you do that, you get this high dose radiation over a period of time. And then when it's over, you have to um, be monitored anyway. And he said, he said you have to wait. If you get the radiation before, you have to, after the radiation's over, which a full course of radiation could take 6 weeks, 5 days a week. And when it's over, you have to wait 8 to 10 weeks for the body to heal before you do the surgery. So I am just really confused about the right thing to do. He wants me to work, do this sooner rather than later. He said the tumor board from his hospital would be meeting soon, and he would have them go over it and come up with what they thought was a good plan. And I said to him, do me a favor. I said, don't write me off because of my age, because I have been told by 2 other doctors who had said it to me in confidence over a period of time. They sort of whispered it in my ear as if I was not one of them. But once you hit 70, you cross over that 70 benchmark, and they tend to write you off medically. Not that they won't do things, but they're not as aggressive and whatever. He said something else today that was kind of depressing for me, and that was, he said, if you were a 30-year-old woman, he said, we would amputate the leg. And I was like, what? And he said, yes, because that's the best way to be sure that it's not going to come back again. And I thought, wow, that's not good. I can't do this. So I had the feeling, that longevity was not necessarily in the plan. Or what I had started to say was, these 2 other doctors over a period of time had told me in confidence, when you reach a certain age, that they don't push to do as much because the expectation is you're not going to live for a long time. And I wanted to say, don't write somebody off because of a number. Because, my aunt lived to 95. My father's mother lived to 84. His grandfather lived to 96 and died only because he fell out of a window. There is longevity in the family in places. Why should I not want to have an expectation of that, or hope at least for an expectation of that? So it kind of makes me want to even more meet with that medical oncologist and get his impression. What the doctor told me today was, in people as they age, the tumor is slow growing. And he referred to mine, excuse me, as a slow growing tumor. I don't get it, because to me it's growing like Topsy, but I don't know. I don't know how big it is inside. I don't know if it's still moving. He did show me in the MRI pictures that the femoral artery that is giving me the problem on my right leg, with the pain going up and down my leg from the pressure on the artery, what's happening is, because the tumor is as large as it is pressing on and pushing the femoral nerve over. So whereas the femoral nerve in my left leg goes straight up and down, the one in my right leg is curved toward the outside of my leg. I guess this is one of those down times I feel a little bit defeated, like I thought I had a chance at really living a good long life from here. But what he had said to me was, that what his experience has been with some of these is that he takes them out and then they do come back in the same place. And he just keeps taking them out. I don't want that. I want it to come out and stay out. I want them to try. I want to try. I want to have the best chance that I can of it not coming back there or anywhere else if I can possibly do that. But you know, I don't want to put a zipper in and have them do this every year. I said to him, how long was it between times that it came back for one of your patients that he was specifically referring to? And he said about 10 months. I said, 10 months? No, that's not acceptable. That is not acceptable. I don't want to be living looking over my shoulder. I promise to keep it real with you, so not every day is going to be an up day. I hope I hear back from the medical oncologist tomorrow. I really hope I hear back. I hope he can tell me something better. I need some really expert advice. I don't know what to do. I just don't know what to do, and I don't want to get depressed. I have to figure this out. I probably part of it was I just didn't feel well today, so that doesn't help. And then tonight I had to go out on an appointment for work, and I found it so hard to walk up and down the stairs. And of course you're doing it and trying to hide it because you don't want the client to see it. So, not easy. None of it's easy. I'm not going to do this anymore. Okay. I promise tomorrow I'll be better. I'm going back to see the original surgeon tomorrow, and she and I will talk. We will see what her plan is. He did tell me today that they would do everything they could to save the nerve, and he felt that there was a really good chance that that was possible. He said he needed an orthopedic surgeon in there as well because of the possible involvement. He said he would take out the tumor, but the orthopedic person would have to take out the any muscle or deal with any muscle, nerve, whatever. And he said they have to be really careful because of the large part of it that is in my pelvis that he said is very close to my kidney as well. Oh, it gets more complicated and the beat goes on. So I am voting for a better day tomorrow. What are you voting for? Do you see any more rainbows for me? I could use a rainbow today. Take care. Love you guys.